or a savant. Oh, great. Emma, beginning. Okay, Emma, thank you for starting the recording 5 minutes late. But anyway, here we are. So most people who can memorize large chunks of the Bible and entire books at a time will tell you it's not pure brain power. It is not being a genius. It is not having Rain Man-like abilities, like, I don't know if Rain Man's kind of an old movie now. But it's not like you have to be a savant and have some kind of a extraordinary gift. But there are techniques to do it, but it does take work. It takes a desire. My hope is that you'll have a desire to memorize scripture, that you will have a desire to put some work in, because it is worth it. What is more worthwhile than spending time in the Word of God, meditating on it, thinking about it, writing it, speaking it aloud? Most people who are successful at this have similar techniques, although we will go over one in particular that's a little new to me. Most of them will tell you that you should read it out loud. So most times we read the Bible, we're not reading out loud. How many people read out loud the Bible when they read? Well, even if you're alone in the house, you probably don't read it out loud. But reading it out loud is one thing that a lot of them say you should do, because it's not just the words your eyes see, but it's also hearing and using the parts of your brain in speech. All of these things help imprint it on you more. So we have more than one sense, right? We don't just have sight. And blind people learn the Bible too, like Fanny Crosby. We hear and we learn by hearing. So you should also you engage the parts of your brain in speech, and that helps again to put it into your heart and into your mind better than just your eyes seeing it and you're silently reading it. So when you read a verse or a bunch of verses you're intending to memorize, just try reading it out loud several times to yourself. So some people will then record their voice or listen to a recording of it at a slightly faster than normal rate, because apparently when it's faster, you're more prone to memorize it. So another way, so read it out loud, try to listen to it if you have an audio Bible, or if you have a tape recorder. Some people in the old days would take tapes, make cassette tapes of them reading the Bible, and they'd listen to it over and over again. So if you want to learn a chapter of one of the Psalms or a chapter out of Romans or something, you would record your own voice saying it and then listen to it over and over again, and then writing it out. That's what I used to do a lot. I'd write out the paragraph or write out the few verses. But then I came across something else that's very interesting. I was going to show you a video, and the video is not someone learning to read the Bible, although it can be applied to the Bible. This is like somebody who would use it for acting or other things, or memorizing a poem, to recite a poem. So we'll show you the video, and then we can try it out. So do you see the? Can you share it, Jim? Yeah, go back to the Google, and yeah, that one. Try clicking that place. Yeah.
Poem called Sasquatch. The Sasquatch squats, flowers in hand, on an old stump by the riverbed. That's that line or lines.
This is the poem you try to memorize.
In your head. Okay, so the Sasquatch squats, flowers in hand, on an old stump by the riverbed. Sasquatch squats, flowers in hand, on an old stump by the riverbed. Then what you do is, and do it with a pen on a piece of paper, just so you get that visual memory, is write down the first letter of each word. So the is just a T, S for Sasquatch, and include punctuation and capitals if they have capital letters. Squats, comma, flowers in hand, comma, on an old stump by the riverbed, period. This is what I have. Doesn't look like much, but then what you try to do is try to read this, right? Try to read what it actually is, just using the first letter of each word. And so it may seem a bit impossible, but if you think about it, you remember a little bit the visual things that you saw when you first read it, you can kind of put it together. And if you can't get it, you can always kind of look back, but you should be able to get this pretty quick. So the Sasquatch squats, flowers in hand, on an old stump by the river. Bang. Think? Bend.
So he's doing it right now. He's memorizing it right now.
Read this over a couple times in your head. The Sasquatch squats, flowers in hand, on an old stump by the riverbed. The Sasquatch squats, flowers in hand, on an old stump by the riverbed. That's it. Now, that's not that impressive just because that's just 2 lines. So let's try it maybe with something a little more complicated like,
Nick, I want to explain.
What's there to explain?
But I just want
Look.
to say that
I'm not the first guy who fell in love with a girl he met in a restaurant who then turned out to be the daughter of a kidnapped scientist, only to lose her to a childhood lover who she'd last seen on a deserted island and who turned out 15 years later to be the leader of the French underground.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
just to reiterate what the quote is exactly.
I hear what
I'm
you
not
said.
the first guy who fell in love with a woman that he met at a restaurant who turned out to be the daughter of a kidnapped scientist, only to lose her to her childhood lover who she last saw on a deserted island, who then turned out 15 years later to be the leader of the French underground. Yeah.
Well, it's a little confusing.
Maybe I'll read it one more time. First guy who fell in love with a woman that he met at a restaurant who turned out to be the daughter of a kidnapped scientist, only to lose her to her childhood lover, who she last saw on a deserted island, who then turned out 15 years later to be the leader of the French underground. Now, this next step is to write down all those letters, just the first letters. And I think it helps if you write it in the same format that you're reading it. So if something skips the next line, you should write it out that way. That way you have the visual memory of it when you read it, the visual memory when you write it down, and then when you try to actually remember it with all those pieces together, you actually have kind of an amazing blueprint of it in your head. Here it is. Yeah, that's a lot of letters, right? So let's try to read it. Let me see if I can read it. I have it here in case I need to look over. The first few times, just try to get through it. I'm not the first guy who fell in love with a woman that he met at a restaurant, who then turned out to be the daughter of a kidnapped scientist, only to lose her to her childhood lover, who she last saw on a deserted island, who then turned out 15 years later to be the leader of the French underground. All right, let's try this. I'm not the first guy who fell in love with a woman who he met at a restaurant, who then turned out to be the daughter of a kidnapped scientist, only to lose her to her childhood lover, who she last seen on a deserted island, who then turned out 15 years later to be the leader of the French underground. Boom. All right, thank you guys. That was a short one. Pretty easy, not much memory to it, but I hope it helps you. A lot of people.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up Psalm 103 again. So let's try this with Psalm 103.
Okay.
So something worth memorizing, not bad
Yeah.
movie dialogue. So I read this earlier this morning. Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. So let's read it out loud. So everybody where you are,
Okay.
read it out loud with me. Because again, you want to look at it, say it out loud, listen to everyone else's voice saying it. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Can you scroll down? Who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. Just read it one more time. So you have to get all the words right.
Yeah.
You want to hear it right, otherwise it's all mumbled and garbled, it's not gonna stick in your head very well. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Scroll down. Who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. So let's go ahead and everybody can go to the first part. Okay. So make sure when you write the letters out, you keep them in their line. So you don't want to put them all one long jumble thing. So go, the first line should be BTL, capital L, O, M, S, comma. Then the next line, so make it so it's the same format because it'll stick in your brain better. Yeah, so then you go line by line. So start doing that on your paper, and then we'll see if we can do it without looking at the actual words, just looking at our our letters.
Me too, I started to.
Yeah, so include punctuation, yeah, and capitals if it's like a new or if it's like God or something, Lord.
Oops. Is the first verse or?
Oh no, go all five. So let's see if we can memorize 5 verses of this. Who thought they could have done that? Period. Without, great. We'll see if it works.
Emma, can you scroll down? Aiden's ready.
What he's doing.
I just want to make sure he's not into some blemish.
Okay, so you guys got your those 5 verses? Oh, no, okay.
Should we
Yep.
write 1, 2, 3 like that?
If you must, I would not, but
I don't know where I am now. It's over there.
okay, well, take your time then. If you need Emma to scroll up or down, let her know. I think Susie had to drive out to go see Rob. Then she's gonna meet with him for lunch, I think. Okay, so 5 verses is kind of ambitious, right?
Mhm.
This is how the kids memorize their studies.
Well, they do.
Because they'll tell me, what's the first letter?
Oh, yeah.
You know what they forget?
Oh.
They kind of, I mean, not, they don't do it this way, this is awesome, but it is a way.
Yeah, so this is the
first
tool
letter,
you can try to teach your kids to in Sunday school. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is- Because I can start saying the thing already.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember everything.
Yeah. So then you have to rehearse it a few times, but then that's what we're gonna do. So
That's more than-
does everybody have the first 5 written out?
Mhm.
Okay, so Emma, can you click away or just move off of that so that we just have our own whatever? Okay, let's start read out loud what we have in front of us then. Okay. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with
Love and mercy.
Love and mercy.
steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. So sometimes your brain is substituting sin for iniquity, right? I heard some say that. It's interesting how that is, because you kind of know it, but then you have these synonyms so that you're substituting the wrong word in but your brain already kind of knew it. That's why it was starting to say sin, even though it was I. But anyway, so let's do it a few more times and hopefully it'll really get set. So try it again from just your writing again. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his, who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagle. Emma, you think you can do the whole thing without looking at it at all? No? Okay, let's try it again one more time. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagle. Anybody want to try it without?
Can't get the last two.
Okay, so let's go with the WRY, who redeems your life from the pit, and then from there on. Okay, so from who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy. Let's do them again. Who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good. Let's do it again. Who satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagle.
These two are the hardest.
Okay, you want to do one more time?
Yeah.
Who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagle. Okay, you want to try without looking at all? Okay, let's try. You can sneak a peek out if you have to, but
They will know, forget where we are.
yeah. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul.
And
Forget
not his good.
Forget not all his benefits.
Forget not all his benefits, yes.
All his benefits.
Who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your diseases. Right, Emma?
Also, question.
Who redeems your life from the pit,
Who crowns you
with steadfast love and mercy, satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagle. So it takes a lot of work, but this is a one sort of technique to help move it along faster. But you do have to drill it and drill it. Try to imagine what it looks like in your head, these letters. But that's 5 verses. That's not easy to memorize 5 verses in a row like that. But it's
Kids that do the memory verses, they're better at picking
Yeah.
up things.
their brains are more pliable.
Yes.
But it's not impossible, even for older folks to memorize. So anyway, so this I came across. I thought this was
I
really
love it.
interesting. So, and then you can teach it to your Sunday school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have to be able to read, of course. You can't teach it to Joshua yet, but one day.
Yeah.
I mean, what a wonderful way to remember the scripture.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna use it for something, that's the best thing to use it for. So anyway, that's one to do that. We could try it again next week. I'll have something else.
Yes, I like the first same one.
Huh?
He wants to say
Same
verse.
sound, but I'll know it.
Oh, no, well,
Yeah, that's the other
Well, go ahead and
guy.
memorize the whole psalm while you're at it then. It only goes to verse 22. Anyway,
Now, you know what we do with our ESL kids? We teach them before and then we do it with the whole class so that because they take longer to catch up. And other kids are like, how did they know that before us?
they're smarter than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do with Joshua. So they teach Joshua the Wednesday Bible Club lesson ahead of time, so that when we do it, he's already somewhat familiar with it.
He's heard it the second
Yeah.
time. And that's what the ESL kids need to hear it more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do too, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
Great.
go to the Bible. The
Get it all in.
What is this called? Is there a name for this technique?
I don't know.
Oh,
If there is, I don't know. I don't know who developed it or anything.
that guy.
The guy in this video credits somebody else, and then when we look at her video, she doesn't say where she got it from or whether she made it up, which I kind of doubt she did. I think this is old. So another thing I saw said this is how scribes and people from ancient past would memorize large chunks of things.
Yeah, 'cause
with the
they
first letter of
memorize
things.
Huge amount of information, you know.
Yeah.
But like anything else, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So it's hard. This is the first time, but even the first time, you can see how powerful it is. Like you wouldn't think just look at the first letter, you'd be able to come up with all the words. But if you do have to read a few times ahead of time. Then when you read it, and then you see the C, the B, the T, the L, then it kind
I
of comes
think
back.
that's how speed reading kind of works too.
Oh.
They want you sounding.
Yeah, you don't read you don't read all these words. You kind of recognize them instantly and move on. Yeah.
Yes, that's how you, but sometimes when you have to read lots of things.
I kind of was thinking, okay, what song is very close to Psalm 103? Then I start remembering that song, and then I start reciting the words.
Right. Connects you to other
Yes,
passages.
yes, and a part of it was that song by Matt Redman. Yeah. Bless the Lord, oh my
Yeah, by
soul.
music is always great way to memorize.
Yeah.
That's what song.
So Emma, can you do the prayer phrase list? Can you pull it up?